What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today we're going to be talking about both silver and gold. Number one, because they're both on the rise, but two, lowering our expenses so that we have more currency left over to get more. But we also have to do a very quick Jerome Powell day 2 of testifying before Congress update. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos, subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel, come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club for giveaways, live streams, deal alerts. You can watch Saturday and Sunday's videos right now if you want to. They've already been posted, and tomorrow morning I'll be dropping a brand new adventure vlog. This time it'll be one talking about how I can essentially get free Starbucks for life. And of course, last but not least, go and get your 5 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Normally it's 2 free stocks. They bumped it up to 5 just for the next couple of days, so capitalize on that while you can. Everything will be linked in the description. So today is Friday, March 4th, 2022. The current spot price of silver as I'm filming the video is $25.59. It's up 45 cents, or up 1.79%. A solid green day for silver, and technically it's closer to $26 than it is $25. And the spot price of gold is $19.55.70. It's up $19.20, or up 0.99%. Pretty nice green day for gold as well. And of course, the gold to silver ratio is in the 76 to 77 to 1 range. But of course, that's as I'm filming the video at like 10 o'clock in the morning, not as I'm editing, posting, or as you're watching. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. All right, so in today's video, we're going to be talking quite a bit about silver and gold. But before we can even get into the money, I think we need to first talk about the currency. More specifically, ways to cut back on unnecessary spending so that you can save your currency, which can later be used to acquire more silver and gold if that's what you want to do. Now, originally, this isn't even what the video was supposed to be about. This video was supposed to be a full in-depth update on the Federal Reserve, day 2 of Jerome Powell testifying before Congress, because that was yesterday. It was day 2 of 2. We learned that on day 1 of 2, which was 2 days ago, where he spoke to the U.S. House Financial Service Committee, which is what yesterday's video was all about. But now as for day 2, where he spoke to the Senate Banking Committee about his semi-annual policy, it was pretty repetitive. Not a whole lot of new information came out from that. The main takeaway was that Powell is still inclined to support a 25 basis point hike at the March policy meeting, which is now less than 2 weeks away, with the February inflation report being released in now less than 1 week away. He doesn't currently know how many hikes there will be, but he did make a reference to 2004, where we saw the Federal Reserve on a 17 rate hike process, which could be insinuating that there will be a lot this time around too, but time will tell. So unfortunately, the update ended up being somewhat of a non-update. No real new or groundbreaking information came out from day 2 of Jerome Powell testifying, so I figured it would probably be kind of nice to take a break from talking about the Federal Reserve and the war and inflation and supply chain issues and all of that, to just laser in on today's video topic, which is going to be about lowering our expenses so that we can stack more or invest more depending on what your goals are. But very quickly, before we get into the silver and gold, let's take a quick look at how the stock market is reacting to everything today, because it kind of looks like the Fed is crashing everything. We currently have the S&P 500 down 1.29%. We have the Dow Jones down 1.26%, and we have the NASDAQ down 1.38%. Everything is down. We're seeing red across the board. I don't know if this is going to last throughout the day or if we're going to pop back up. Again, I'm filming the video at 10 o'clock in the morning, so God only knows what the stock market is going to do throughout the course of the day. It's the last trading day of the week, so I guess we'll see. And by the way, since we're on the topic of the stock market, make sure to go and get your 5 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. That's all you have to do. They'll give you 5 free random stocks just for doing so. If you refer one friend by March 15th, they will give you 10 free random stocks for the referral. And if you refer 3 friends, by the end of the month, they'll give you a spin on the Webull wheel, which guarantees you at least 1 free share of Apple with the chance of winning 2, 3, 5, 7, maybe even 10 free shares of Apple. Huge promos going on right now. Don't pass up on an opportunity. Webull link in the description. But now, moving away from all of that, moving forward onto the topic of this video. Let's get into the silver and the gold. What I wanted the general theme of today's video to be about was figuring out ways that we can cut back on unnecessary spending just to save up some more currency so that at the end of the month, we'll be able to maybe get a little bit more silver, maybe a little bit more gold, or maybe invest a little bit more, whatever your goals are. So I like to think that this is an area that I am somewhat of an expert in, because over the years, I've been able to lower my expenses to the point where I don't even think it's possible for me to spend less than I do. In fact, the only other step I can take to lower my expenses even more is to live in a tent or something like that. I don't even know. Now, of course, one of the biggest drivers in trying to lower my expenses was to save as much as I can so that I can stack and invest as much as I can. But I have to be honest, personal finance reasons aside, this is just the way I've always been. I say it all the time, I'm a contrarian when it comes to money. Well, guess what? I'm also a minimalist when it comes to just my lifestyle. I don't like having a whole lot of stuff. I don't like having a whole lot of subscriptions and paying for this and paying for that. And over the years, I have found that less is more, and I like knowing that I can just wake up one morning and say to myself, hey, you know what? I'm going to move to Florida this week. And I like the fact that I can fit pretty much everything that I own in a very small U-Haul and move all in one trip. Now, obviously, moving isn't an easy process, but the physical relocating of my belongings would be pretty simple. And that's just simply because I don't have very much to move. I only say this, by the way, to paint a picture for you. I don't own very much because I don't buy very much. I'm not into the whole obsessive consumption. Now, as for cutting back on expenses to save currency to get more silver and gold, there are a lot of things you can do. I would say the number one best and easiest way of getting started is by bringing your own food to work. This is something that a lot of people underestimate. This is something that you might even be hearing right now and rolling your eyes over like, oh, this is not going to do anything for me. Well, guess what? It absolutely will. I know it seems minimal, but do you know how many people there are out there that go and spend currency every single lunch break? I mean, I know people who purchase a coffee every morning instead of making their own. A $2 coffee, 5 days a week. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal. At the end of the month, that's $40. Not too bad. Well, guess what? By the time a year goes by, that's $480. $2 a day adds up over time. And by cutting back on something like that, something that minimal, you could easily add an extra 15 to 20 ounces of silver to the stack. And going and purchasing lunch every day costs even more. How much does a sandwich plus a drink cost? Like, I don't know, $7, $8 or something like that? Doesn't seem like much, but $8 a day, 5 days a week, is $160 a month. Or $1,920 by the time a year goes by. I know we live in a world of paying for convenience and being okay with that, but those sandwiches are not costing you $1,920 a year. They're actually costing you over 60 ounces of silver. Now, obviously, silver isn't everything. If you'd rather spend the currency on convenience instead of the silver, there is nothing wrong with that. That is 100% your call. And it's also, by the way, 100% not my business or my problem. I only bring it up to highlight the opportunity cost. Now, there are a bunch of other ways to cut back on unnecessary spending as well. Stop drinking, stop smoking, stop using Netflix, stop buying bottled water. But those are a little bit more obvious. And I know the way that I do things is kind of extreme. That's just how I am. I'm a bit of an extremist. I'm an all-in or all-out type of person. And by the way, when I had mentioned water bottles before, a second ago, you might be wondering, what in the world does that mean? That's in reference to buying yourself a water purification unit. There are a lot of different purifiers on the market. I personally use the Berkey. It's the greatest water purification system that exists, to my understanding. I've had it for about 3 years, and guess what I have not done in 3 years? I haven't purchased a bottle of water. Not one time. This is something that I have used to just not only filter, but purify tap water. Because a lot of tap water is disgusting, but you can also use it for rainwater. You can use it for any type of water. It'll clean, filter, and purify the water, and it's pretty nice knowing that I could probably go the rest of my life never purchasing another case, jug, or bottle of water. It's pretty cool. If you're interested in reading a little bit more about the Berkey, I will leave an Amazon affiliate link in the description so you could read a little bit more about it, or you can read some of their reviews, but it's pretty cool. Not to mention, I've never really been much of a go green type of person, but it's pretty nice knowing that I can do something that's better for my wallet, better for my health, but also environmentally friendly? Sure, I'll take it. Link in the description if you want to read a little bit more about the Berkey. But anyway, moving away from that, what's funny is that last week and over the weekend and earlier this week, I was trying to think of something else that I could cut back on, temporarily. Not to save more money, but because this past Wednesday was Ash Wednesday, and I was trying to think of something I could give up for Lent. 40 days of resisting temptation. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really have anything else that I can give up. I don't think there's anything left for me to sacrifice. All I do is work, and if I'm not working, I'm filming. If I'm not filming, I'm editing. And if I'm not editing, I'm either working out, reading, or hiking. And I eat clean, so I can't even cut back on junk food or anything like that. And I don't drink, so I can't cut that out. So I wasn't able to think of anything that I could actually give up. So I decided to just put more effort into everything I'm already working on. Do more for my job, more for YouTube, do more for my business, do more for the VIP club, work out more, read more, hike more. So I guess in a way you can say that I am giving up excuses for Lent, which I think is actually pretty good. And I understand that more work usually means more money, but this isn't a money-motivated thing for me. My work just happens to be something that I enjoy, and if 40 days of more work go by and it leads to earning a little bit more, so be it. It would be pretty cool. Nothing wrong with being rewarded for your efforts, but that's not the mission. Not for these 40 days anyway. Hence why I also threw in more reading and more exercise to keep my mind and body sharp as well. But anyway though, those are some of my thoughts on cutting back on unnecessary spending so that you can save some currency to stack more silver and more gold, or invest more, as well as giving up on some luxuries in the world of convenience, even if it's just temporary, to train yourself to become a more disciplined person that can resist temptation. That's a huge problem in this country. If you are in the United States, the greatest country on the planet, you'll know that we have some downfalls as well. This is a country with a spending problem. This is a country with a self-discipline problem. And you want to know why that is, or at least my belief as to why that is? Because our government also has a spending problem, and our government also has a self-discipline problem. Monkey see, monkey do. And we're being led by a whole bunch of monkeys in suits, so it's really no surprise. But anyway, though, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. What are some things you've given up or cut back on so that you could improve your physical, mental, or financial well-being? Head on down to the comments and let me know. And I also wanted to acknowledge some of the precious metals that are on display right here, and I'll talk about some of what my next couple pickups are likely going to be. Over there in the corner, we have some creatures of the north, the werewolf and the kraken. Over here, we have some queen's beasts. Right there, the silver fern. If you're in the VIP club and you tuned into this past Wednesday's VIP club live stream, you'll know exactly why that's out. We have a nice little stack of miscellaneous coins right here. A Type 1 Silver Eagle, a Type 2 Silver Eagle, a Canadian Maple, and an Australian Kangaroo. Over here we have some silver bars, some 1-ounce bars, an American flag bar, and a Westminster bar. We have a 5-ounce Sunshine bar, a 10-ounce Sunshine bar, a 10-ounce Silver Bull bar, and of course the 5-ounce Aztec calendar round right there. Beautiful design. We have some junk over there on display. We have some 90% junk constitutional silver. We have some Walking Liberty half dollars. We have some Standing Liberty quarters. And of course, in the bottom right corner, we have a little bit of gold, a little bit of the beautiful yellow metal. Starting with a nice little stack of gold backs, which, as I always say, I'm not stacking to stack. They're more of an art collection, as far as I'm concerned. But it's cool because it's art made out of money. So, I like the gold backs. But anyway, sitting on top of the gold backs, we have a couple of fractional gold coins. We have a 1/4 ounce Philharmonic. We have a 10th ounce Britannia, a 10th ounce Eagle, a 10th ounce Maple Leaf, a 10th ounce Philharmonic, and a 10th ounce Krugerrand. So obviously sitting here on display, nice little bit of silver and a nice little bit of gold. Now, one thing that I wanted to do, and if you watched yesterday's video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I guess in general, this entire video is like a part 2 of yesterday's video. So in part 1, I explained why I'm stacking silver, which I have explained over and over again for the last 4 years. But this time around, why I'm stacking silver, but not gold. That's what yesterday's video was about. If you want to know exactly why that is, go and watch yesterday's video for a more descriptive explanation. I don't want to be overly repetitive in part 2. But long story short is just the ratio just doesn't really make sense to me, and with gold and silver both on the rise, between the two metals, silver has always been my priority metal, and that stands true today. It's still my priority metal, it's still my precious metal of choice, it's still the precious metal that makes more sense to me to be stacking. But that's for me. For you and your life, it might actually make more sense to be stacking gold. It might make more sense to be going about 50-50 between the two metals. For every $100 you put into silver, maybe you put about $100 into gold, or $1,000 and $1,000, whatever it is. Going about 50-50 or as close to that as possible. For me, for the last couple of years, it's been pretty much like, probably like 95% silver and 5% gold. Right now, when it comes to the precious metals, 100% silver. For the time being and for the foreseeable future. And it's for a couple of different reasons. And I talk about the gold to silver ratio a lot. A lot of people try to play the ratio, and if and when the ratio goes to the point that makes the most sense to me to trade one metal for the other. For example, if we went to, right now we're in the 1 to 70s, 76, 77, something like that. If we were to go down to 1 to 50 or 1 to 40 or somewhere in between, I would start trading a little bit of my silver for a little bit of gold. Not all of it, not most of it, not even half of it, just some of it. Trade a little bit of silver for a little bit of gold if the ratio gap closed in. But something that I think a lot of people forget to even acknowledge or think about is, sure, the ratio gap can close in, or it can widen. But the question you need to ask yourself is, why did it close in, or why did it widen? Did it, for example, did it close in because silver's on the rise and maybe gold is kind of moving sideways, or maybe it came down a little bit, or maybe it's just moving up in a much slower pace than silver is, and silver's kind of catching up a little bit? Is that why it closed in? Or is silver not really moving a whole lot and gold took a massive hit? It could be one or the other. And same thing goes when the tables are turned. Why did the ratio gap go wide again? Is it because silver is sitting kind of flat and gold is the one that's moving? Or is it because gold is sitting kind of flat and silver went down? Now, usually the precious metals move together. A lot of the time they move up together. A lot of the time they move down together. But whatever direction they're moving in, they usually don't move at the same pace. Usually gold outperforms silver, or silver outperforms gold, or underperforms, whatever the case may be, which is why the gold to silver ratio gap is not overly consistent. It's very slow moving when it opens and closes, but it moves very, very slow. So point being is that where the ratio's at today, it's closed in a little bit, not nearly enough for me to start trading my silver for gold, but enough for me to acknowledge that it has closed in a little bit, and gold is up right now. Silver's up as well. Percentage-wise, this whole year so far, silver has been having a better time than gold has been having. And gold's been doing pretty good this year so far. But last I checked, silver has outperformed gold this year so far. It's been 2 months and a couple of days, so the numbers might have changed a little bit. But last I checked, silver had been outperforming gold, which has been causing the gold to silver ratio gap to close in. But they're both on the rise. So you got to ask yourself, if you're going to play the ratio, depending on what the ratio is doing, does it make more sense to trade silver for gold? Or does it make more sense to trade cash for gold? Because over the last 4 years, that's all I've done. I've only ever traded cash for gold. I've never in my life traded any silver for any gold. I have not done that. I'd like to one day, but so far I have not been able to do that. And right now, with where the metals are at, I think it makes a little bit more sense to just focus pretty much exclusively on silver. And depending on when that gold to silver ratio gap closes in, more importantly, why it closes in, if gold comes down quite a bit, at that point it might make more sense for me to trade my dollars to get more gold, rather than trading silver for gold, rather than utilizing silver as a tool to acquire more of what I consider to be the powerhouse metal, gold, which is exactly why I refer to silver as the opportunity metal. That's just my opinion. That's just the way I see it. But I see silver as the opportunity metal. I see gold as the powerhouse metal, the ultimate form of wealth preservation. When it comes to precious metals, that is. I'd say real estate is the real ultimate form of wealth preservation, but regardless. It all comes down to why the ratio is closing in. So if silver were to jump up, I would say it's probably not a half bad idea to capitalize on those high prices, because who knows if they'll stay high forever. Trade a little bit of silver for a little bit of gold at that point. But if the ratio gap closes in not because of silver jumping up, but because of gold coming down, at that point, I don't know if it would really make the most sense to trade silver for gold. It might just make more sense to trade cash for gold, get rid of the currency. Anyway, though, those are just some of my thoughts, some of my opinions, some of my views. Again, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. When it comes to stacking the silver, when it comes to stacking the gold, which of the two metals is your priority right now? Which is your precious metal of choice? But of course, as for the overall theme and topic of today's video, have you cut back on anything, or have you given up on anything that was costing you unnecessary amounts of currency, so that you can instead save that currency so that at the end of the month, when all the bills are paid, you can use the currency to get more silver or get more gold, or potentially invest a little bit more, so that you could improve potentially your mental, physical, or financial well-being. Head on down to the comments and let me know. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for weekly videos. go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. We got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs in a bunch of different designs. We have the limited edition Luck Has Nothing to Do With It t-shirt and hoodie, only available until St. Patrick's Day. Get one while you can, and a portion of the proceeds are going to St. Baldrick's Foundation. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club, which is where I do giveaways every single month, live streams multiple times a week, deal alerts on silver and gold every single day. You can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. You can watch Saturday and Sunday's videos right now if you want to. And tomorrow morning, I'll be posting a brand new adventure vlog talking about how I can get free Starbucks for life. And there are a ton of other perks as well. I guarantee you the value exceeds the cost. VIP Club link in the description. And of course, last but certainly not least, go and get your 5 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. They're going to give you 5 free random stocks just for doing so. And if you refer one friend, just one friend, by March 15th, they will give you 10 free random stocks for the referral. And if you refer 3 friends before the end of the month, they're going to give you a spin on the Webull wheel, which guarantees you at least 1 free share of Apple, with the chance of winning 2, 3, 5, 7, maybe even 10 free shares of Apple. If you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway, sell them. Congratulations, now you have some currency to go get you some more silver and gold if that's what you want. Don't pass up on an opportunity. This is a huge promo going on this month only. Webull link in the description. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again, what are your thoughts on everything shared in today's video? When it comes to day 2 of Jerome Powell testifying before Congress, unfortunately it was kind of a non-update. It was pretty repetitive, so we didn't get a whole lot of new information from that right there, so just pushing that to the side. When it comes to reducing your expenses, lowering your expenses so that you can save more currency, whether it be because you're saving up for a house or a new car, or because you want to throw a little bit more dollars into silver and gold, or you want to invest a little bit more each month, is this something that you have done? What are things that you have cut back on or eliminated altogether to improve your physical, mental, and financial well-being? And of course, when it comes to silver and gold and playing the ratio, are you on the same page as me, or are you prioritizing more gold at this point? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.